Hey guys, what's going on? Today I am sharing this evening bronzy look with you, so I hope that you enjoy. I am so obsessed with bronze looks right now because the summer months are approaching, but really they work all year round, so they are perfect. I recently did a daytime bronze look on my channel, and so I thought I would share a more nighttime dramatic bronzy look with you guys as well, and I love this one, so I hope that you enjoy it as well. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to come check out my channel and subscribe. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye! I've got my base and my brows done, and I'm starting by throwing some eyeshadow primer on. I like to do this so I don't disrupt anything later. And then for the same reason, I'm going ahead and throwing on my NYX Dark Circle Concealer. This is an orangey tone concealer that helps to neutralize the blue discoloration around my eyes. I like it best with my finger, but if you are having trouble getting into those harder to reach areas, it's totally fine to use a brush, and then you can just pat it out with your finger later. Again, like I said, I'm going ahead and doing this now because I'm doing my eyeshadow first and I don't want to mess up my eyeshadow later. I'm setting my foundation now so that nothing kind of moves around while I do my eyeshadow. And then I'm trying something new today. I had a little bit of extra foundation on the back of my hand, so I put that on the eyes instead of concealer like I normally do. Just saying, I didn't love it. And then I'm patting out any of the creasing that has occurred and applying a eyeshadow a couple of shades lighter than my skin tone all over the eye to keep everything in place, as well as to highlight the brow bone. What color you use is totally going to depend on your skin tone, so make sure you are matching it to your skin tone. And then for my transition shade, I'm using a peachy pink color. It's really similar to my skin tone, maybe 1 to 2 shades deeper, and I am throwing that in the upper crease area. I am starting on the outer corner so that I have the most pigmentation there, but as the product leaves the brush, I am going to work it more and more inward, kind of towards the inner corner of the eye. I do want this to go throughout the entire crease. And then the next step is to go in with the shade Puree. This is also from the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. You can use any warm-toned, medium shade brown that you have in your collection. We're going to kind of repeat the same exact step with a smaller blending brush so that we have a little bit more precision. We're just going to start in the outer corner, blending into the inner corner as it leaves the brush, but we're not going to take this as high. And I do like to go back in with the brush that I use for my transition shade to blend it out even further. And then I did this wrong. You guys wait to put your lid shade on. I had to leave it in here to show you, but I did it at the wrong time. Don't be like me. Do it when we do it later. And then I took Puree and Summer Yum on an even smaller fluffy brush because I really want to keep this in the crease, and I just threw that throughout the crease. We've already done so much blending there that you can be pretty sloppy as long as you keep it low in there. Next, grab a black. You can use any matte black that you have, and I'm using a pencil brush to create a guide for myself in my outer V. So basically I'm just going to set up the outer V shading that I want with a smaller brush, and then go back in with a larger blending brush and add more black and build up that color and blend more, and just using the guide so that so that nothing gets too out of control, so that the black doesn't take anything over. And again, I did go back in with an even more dense brush so I could build that color up even better. Now, guys, we can go back in and do our lid shade. Now that we've got all of our matte colors down, that's when I like to go in and add my sparkly shades. I don't know what I was thinking earlier, but I did just wet the shade Cobbler. It's like a beautiful shimmery bronze shade with some setting spray, and then I took that all over the lid, up to meet the crease color and out to meet the outer V. Before we finish with our lower lash line, we're going to go ahead and jump back to our base. I started that off by kind of reviving my foundation with some hydrating toner, just any kind of spray mist that you have, like Fix Plus or a primer water. That way my foundation has a little bit of moisture to it when we go in and add more liquid products. And I'm starting off with the Maybelline Fit Me in the triangular area underneath my eye, kind of from the bottom of my eye to my nostril area and up to meet my temples. And I'm just blending that out with a beauty blender, as I always do. And again, I'm making sure that I get this in any areas that I put my orange color corrector as well. And then I'm also going to take this through the center of the face, on my nose, my forehead, and I like to do the under area of the outside of my lips where it's kind of like a little droopy from my RBF, as well as my chin to kind of bring my chin forward. So now we need to powder. I'm going to pat out any creasing with my finger, and then go ahead and apply the Laura Mercier loose setting powder with my beauty blender. I also love to take this in the pore area because it makes your pores look so smooth and nice. And then I also use a fluffy duo fiber brush and run this all over the face, just so that everything applies better later, because I do have dry skin and I don't need much. Okay, we're going back to that mid-tone brown. We're going to work on our lower lash line on a little fluffy, precise brush, and we are just going to concentrate in the outer corner and then blend out from there. And I am connecting it to the top shadow work. Then I am going to tight line, which just means running a black liner just underneath my top lashes. And then I'm also going to line about halfway through my waterline to get a nice amount of smoky definition on our lower lash line as well. And then we're also going to, on the top lash line, just make some little tiny dots in your lash line about halfway into your top lash line. And I like to blend that waterline liner out a little bit, so I'm going back in with Summer Yum and doing that. Again, just concentrating the color on the outer corner and then blending in and out a little bit from there. I'm also taking that black shadow that we used earlier and running that along, just a little bit of that along my lash line on the outer 2/3 to make it nice and deep and smoky, and to blend those little dots of black liner out that we applied before. And then with no additional product on the brush, I'm blending a little bit of that on the outer portion of my lower lash line. Then I applied 3, yes, that is accurate, 3 coats of mascara. Now we are going to move back to our complexion, just working on some bronzing. I always do the same areas of the face, kind of like a bronzer underneath, is that even a word? I do underneath my cheekbones, along the perimeter of my face, as well as the temples. And then I also like to do the sides of my nose, just so that it looks a little bit more narrow and the color is spread on my face nice and evenly, so that I'm just not bronze on the outer portions of my face, but it also carries to the center. And then I also do the jawline and the neck. I'm applying a pinky brown blush just to the center of the cheeks, and then sweeping back from there, kind of keeping it just behind the apples of my cheek. And then we are going to do the most with our highlighter today, because I cannot resist, y'all. So I'm putting champagne pop on a very broad area of the tops of the cheekbone, as well as through the center of the face, on my forehead, a little bit on the cupid's bow, as well as on my chin. Then I'm taking a lighter, more goldy highlight, setting it with setting spray, and then just popping it right in the center of that champagne pop for a little bit of extra highlights. Then going in with a very white shimmery shade to pop the inner corner. It's going to give us a nice pop because it's going to contrast our deep smoky eye. And then going in with an oldie but a goodie, the NYX Tiramisu Butter Gloss. Love this color. It'll look great on so many skin tones. So that is the look that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Come check out my channel and subscribe so we can hang out again. I will see you guys very soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye.